Hello, everyone. Today we have Andres Bustamante. He is with Keller Williams. He is sold 100 plus homes in the last few years, a lot of it from social media, some of it from cold calling. We're going to be talking about Vulcan 7, door knocking, and amazing things that he is doing on social media. So let's start with that, Andres, because I am so impressed with some of the things that you've been doing. So I'd love for you to share your screen and give us some ideas on exactly like the biggest posts and things that you're doing on social media that has been working.
Yeah, for sure. And thanks for having me on the call. And thank you for everyone for taking the time today. One thing before I start off with the social media, it's all about how relatable you can be to your audience. So you always have to know who your target audience is and know what problems you're going to solve through these posts. A lot of people make the mistake of doing just listed, just sold. But what's the story behind it and how relatable can you be on that basis? So that's one thing that's very important whenever you're looking into getting on social media. Let me share my screen now. And on Instagram, I have about almost 6,000 followers. On TikTok, it's about 24,000. But some of the videos that have done very well lately are just simple things that a lot of home buyers, home sellers don't know about. Like, for example, this one. Let me see if it's my audio sharing there. Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. All right.
Okay.
So the first thing here is the hook. If you bought a home before 2022, this will save you $100 to $500 a month on your mortgage. You get them with a hook. So what's going on? This is something so simple to do that not a lot of people do. Yeah, so I'd like to get rid of PMI, please.
Okay, let's see. How long have you had your line?
For about 2 years. So with that, I don't really want to bore you guys more into detail on that, but it essentially talks about how you can get rid of PMI. And a lot of home buyers and home sellers, not really, but a lot of home owners do not know that you can get rid of PMI if you have a conventional loan because of the fact that the house is already appreciated. So that's adding a lot of value. And this video on TikTok got 2.8 million views. And I got a lot of people asking me questions from that. So the more questions you answer, the higher likelihood that you can help them. And one thing as well, a lot of these people might look to buy, they're not in your city, but you can always refer them out. So it's all about mindset. That's very important as well. Chantel, what other videos did you want to see? The Ask Every Builder. Do you guys do spec or custom homes?
My neighborhood's completely spent out. I've got 31 houses. So
what's the earnest money deposit to lock the price?
We do a $3,500.
Wonderful. 3,500. And then the timeline. What's the timeline looking for? So these are other simple questions that not a lot of home buyers know about. And this is just how you can add value to a lot of people. And then you just do kind of like a call to action. Send me a DM if you have other questions and whatnot. So those are several of the videos that I've done. Let me see. What other ones did you want to see, Chantel?
I like the one, let's see the one that is, what should you do when negotiating? What should you negotiate when buying a home? Let's see that one.
Repairs, closing costs, or price adjustment? What makes more sense?
It really depends on the situation. In certain situations, depending on what's going to be repaired, when it comes to different materials and also the person that's going to do the work, it might be best just for you to keep extra money in your pocket by getting closing costs paid by the seller. If that happens, then you select the kind of materials, you select the professional that's going to do the work, and you know that you're going to go ahead and do your due diligence to make sure that that person is reputable. So that way you don't have any.
I mean, it's pretty simple. It's going into closing costs. What's important about that? But like I said, the big thing are what are the problems that you're solving and how relatable can you be? When I bought my first house, I talked about how I just graduated college. I was blessed enough to be able to buy the house. And a big misconception is the 20% down. So I put that there. I know it's a common misconception that you have to put 20% down. I answered their questions. Then the next thing I did is, well, you don't. You can go as low as 3 to 5% down as a first-time home buyer. I did this at the age of 23 and you can do the same. So it makes it relatable because my target audience back then was a lot of people that had just graduated college that thought they would have to rent forever. Another problem that I solved, a lot of people, sometimes they can't afford a mortgage. So I let them know, look, I couldn't afford that mortgage, but I lived in one room and rented out the others. So a solution to that is house hacking, where you live in one room and rent out the others. So I knew who my target audience was. I knew the problems that they had. I was blessed enough to be able to do it myself, to get a house and then solve those problems. And I put it on a story, and that post got a lot of views. And you do not have to buy a house. No, you don't have to buy a house, but just what problems are you solving and how can you show that through social media on a post? A lot of people might have just put, oh, I just bought my house. Great. I mean, you have so much room to potentially get clients to that. So this is the post, and it got about 700 plus likes, got a lot of comments, people interested, like, oh my gosh, how'd you do it? So I explained it right here. And I think I got about 7 clients from that. Back then, the average price one was like $350K. So you guys do the math.
Yeah, I want you to go back to the post that you did about the PMI, because that post, if you say like a really catchy title is like, what you just said, like, you guys, you could save thousands of dollars a year, hundreds of dollars a month by getting rid of, costly PMI. Here's how. So go back to that. See this? If you bought a house, I like what he said because it's even more catchy. Write this down. Type it in the chat right now. If you bought a home before 2022, this will save you $100 to $500 on your mortgage. So that should be your title. And then the verbiage that you're going to do, you can just literally do a Zoom call where you record yourself on Zoom and then post the video and then explain, for many home buyers, coming up with this quote down payment that people think they need of a 20%. But guess what? You can actually do a lot less than 20%, but you have private mortgage insurance. And explaining what is private mortgage insurance, if your down payment is less than 20% of the value of your home, you're going to pay private mortgage insurance. But you can save that money, because if you bought a house before 2020, what'd you say, 2022?
Yeah, 2022.
You know that you've got equity in your home, so you can, get rid of that PMI, and that's going to save you between $100 and $500. So just explaining that, but I like the catchy way that you did it. You could actually do that with a friend on the other line. Did you do that with a real person? Was that a real call?
It was a real legitimate call.
Yeah, that's great. But you could actually do that with another friend of yours, the way you did that. And
one thing,
go ahead.
The one thing I will say, Instagram and TikTok are so different. And I know what I was thinking as well. TikTok, like, am I going to get people from, I have gotten clients from TikTok, surprisingly. And it is the next thing. Well, it's not the next thing. It's already the thing. It's taking over like Instagram and all. What I would say for Instagram, it's definitely more for posts. And they want to be like nicer posts, like have a nice background over here, like this one right here, this one.
So how are you doing those? How are you doing those things on the background? Because those are pretty catchy.
Yeah. So I have my videographer do them, and it's like on Canva. People can go on Canva, and I don't do it myself because my time is more valuable. So I'm not going to take the time to do that. I send it over to my videographer and choose 2 catchy titles. Then from there, I just put them on the cover of the Instagram. Now, Instagram, like I said, it is more to look at posts. But one thing, whenever you meet someone new, I don't know, for some reason, if I meet someone new just for 5 minutes, I won't ask for their number. I'll ask for their Instagram or social media, whatever. And once I have them on social media, I always make sure I put stories up of what I'm doing in my life, real estate related, soccer, whatever I'm doing, so they can start seeing Andres. He's in real estate, top of mind. And I've gotten a lot of people message me. It's like, hey, dude, you do a lot of real estate stuff. I'm looking at buying a house. Could you help me? So it's just being top of mind through a lot of stories that I put on Instagram, like right here on the story icon. And then another thing that's very important is the fact that TikTok, I've tried making the videos nice as in like the ones I have on Instagram, it does not work as well, which is very surprising. People want to see more raw type of like what's going on. If you mess up, maybe keep it there. But it's so weird how it works. On TikTok, the videos that I've done the first try do way better than the videos I take more to take. Like more takes. It's weird.
And I want to tell you guys, we are working with someone right now, and it's $500, okay, up front, and they will give you a person in the Philippines already trained how to do these videos, all $4 an hour. So it's $500 up front. It's one-time fee. If you guys are interested in it, email mp@canzel.com. That's mp@canzel.com. But if you think about that, $4 an hour that you're paying someone, that's about
worth it.
$140 a month. And now you can have a full-time person, and they will work 8:30 to 5 Monday through Friday. They'll sit on Zoom all day long, and they can do these videos for you. You can record all this stuff. And if you follow Andres on Instagram, don't reinvent the wheel. Look at what he's done, and then just start copying the ones. You can see which ones work. Just rinse and repeat and do the exact same thing that he's doing. Let's talk real quick about what you're doing with Vulcan 7. I'd love for you to share your screen and show us. I know that recently you've been doing some cold calling and using Vulcan 7. I want you to explain exactly what you're doing, the exact script that you're saying, and how you're using Vulcan 7 to get for sale by owners or any expireds.
For sure. And I think, like I was saying, social media, guys, if you're not using it, have to use it. Have to. All right. So this is Vulcan 7. These are for sale by owners. And Vulcan 7, honestly, is one of the best dialers that I have found for cold calling. And essentially, anytime any for sale by owner, any expired, any withdrawn comes up on the market, you get them right away over here. And you essentially just click on this, and it's going to call everyone, and you begin the dial session. So if they answer, okay, you get on the call, it records it, you take notes, whatever you want, then it goes on to the next person and the next person. Instead of, oh, I call, then what should I do? This and that. No, just got to smile and dial. You got to be fast with it. And I mean, I've been doing it for a month. I think I'm going to get a listing. Well, no, I think I'm going to get a listing. I think within the next 2-3 days, I'm talking to them for sale by owner right now. And my focus is for sale by owners. I'm not the cold calling expert, but it's been working. And I mean, having a script is definitely important to being able to do these things.
So let's do a quick little role play with just me and you. Let's say one of these people, and I love that. So when you hit that button and you hit start dialing, it's now calling a bunch of these people, getting them on the phone. Once they answer, let's pretend like they do. And approximately how many people are answering from that list? Like, are you able to get someone on the phone?
Well, today, let's see, I called about like 60 people and 7 people answered, and I got an appointment with 1 person. So, I mean, for me, if I get that listing.
And how long did that take you? Share your screen one more time. Look how easy this is, guys. Like, this is so easy. You can get Vulcan 7. You have your own dialer. He literally hits here. He selects 100 contacts, and then it says you hit begin dialing.
Let me show you. Let me show you the call history. So you see 40 out of 40, and these contacts sometimes have more than one. So 51 calls, 6 live answers, average talk time. It breaks everything down for you.
So this is really easy. It's good for you to do. So let's say one of these people answers the phone. What exactly are you saying to them?
Yeah, let's role play it. Ring, ring.
Okay. Hello.
Hi, I'm calling about the property for sale. Is this Chantel?
Yes.
Chantel, this is Andres. I'm a local real estate agent. And the reason I'm calling
you are the 14th person who has called me. I am so done with you guys calling. Do you guys not have anything else to do? Then blow up my phone. Unless you have a buyer that wants to buy my home, I do not want to talk to you.
Oh my gosh, I can tell it has been very frustrating, and I'm just going to
Yeah.
make it as quick as possible. I'd be so frustrated as well. I mean, just getting call and call after call.
I'm
Now,
telling you.
Chantel, and I just decided to give you a quick call today because I work with a lot of buyers and sellers in the area. Just wanted to see how things are working out for you.
Well, you can tell I'm just so frustrated because it's not like I'm getting calls from buyers. I'm just getting blown up by real estate agents over and over and over, and I can't take it anymore.
You're just getting blown up by real estate agents. Sorry to hear that. Now, Chantel, I have to ask you this. Is saving commissions the main reason why you decided to sell it yourself instead of listing with it? Oh,
Absolutely.
100%. I mean, I don't blame you. If I also thought that I could sell it without using a real estate agent, of course I would do that. Now, I have to ask you this. If there was a way where you'd be able to net more money by working with me instead of selling it yourself, is that something you'd consider?
Maybe because I'm just so frustrated with everyone calling. But what kind of commission are you talking about charging me? Are you going to give me a discount?
Well, that's something that we're going to talk about when we meet. I have an opening today at 4 or 5. What time works best?
Just come on over at 4 because I just can't take these people calling me anymore.
I'm sorry about that. I'll see you at 4, Chantel. And what's the best email for you?
Chantel@canzel.com.
Perfect, Chantel. And then, okay, so we're going to stop there. But right after that, what I would do is pre-qualify. Pre-qualifying is so important. So after that, it would be something like this. Chantel, thank you for your time. Just have a couple of quick questions before I see you. Once you sell your home, blah, 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 all that stuff. That's the script I use. And trust me, I know it. When I was starting it, it seemed very like straightforward. But it's like, dude, for sale by owners don't want you to ask them right away. Once you sell your house, where are you moving to next? No, they want to save as much commission as possible. They want to net as much money. So get straight to the point. And those scripts have worked very well. Like, wow. And the person I got the scripts from, her name is Jackie Kravitz. She's amazing.
And now, a word from our sponsor, Canzel Realty. Run your business your way, only at Canzel Realty. You can have all of the freedom with none of the standard real estate red tape. As an agent at Canzel, you'll have the ability to be on a 100% split with no yearly or monthly tech fees. You'll get access to revenue share and stock award options, top-tier leads program options, access to a local broker in every major city instead of just one for the whole state, a local circle leader to help you and your business, access to incredible national speakers and training, an unmatched suite of free technology, KV Core CRM, BrokerBuck, BrokerMint, and more. At Canzel, you get the best of both worlds. All the technology, revenue sharing, and equity awards of a national firm combined with the close-knit feel and support of a local firm. Build your real estate business your way, only at Canzel Realty.
So what about expireds? Do you guys have any expired listings? And does that Vulcan 7 do the expired for you?
Look, let me share my screen for you.
So now we're going to, obviously we've had barely any expired listings. And now we're going to start seeing
a ton
on the market.
Yeah. So look, my focus is for sale by owners because I like focusing on one thing and perfecting that and being the best. So I haven't done expireds, but look at this. Off markets. Let's see, where are the expireds? There are expired. I don't know where they are, but there should be some expireds because Vulcan offers expireds. I'm not sure where they are, but
is that an extra feature that you have to buy?
No, I think it does offer it, but since I don't do expireds, I'm not 100% sure where it comes up on.
What about the off markets? That might be a good one too. Because when it comes to the off markets,
look at that.
A lot of times,
Oh yeah, right here, withdrawn, expired. Okay, cool.
There
it's
it
right
is.
there.
Yeah. So it's the off.
So look at all that. Oh my gosh, March 21st. There's so many.
So maybe you should be doing some expireds as well.
That's right. Right. I do. Like I said, I do want to stick with one and just perfect it because I know if I start looking at another script, it'll be all over the place. Mm-hmm. So that is a good idea. For now, I will stick with for sale by owners though.
And you're doing well with them. What about door knocking? You said you started doing door knocking. That is something that, like, a lot of agents are like that. I'm not going to do door knocking, but I personally think door knocking in your neighborhood, like, the weather's starting to get nice, especially in your own neighborhood. Like I was thinking, if it was me and I was going to do that, I would think, going for a walk around my neighborhood, doing houses that were close by. I'm getting a workout. I'm getting a walk in.
Oh, yeah.
And it's nice to meet your neighbors. And so I think that that's different. Do you ever do that?
I have not. That is a great idea. Now, what I do is whenever I have a listing, I do circle call. And then I also do a neighbor only open house on Friday. You would be surprised. Neighbor only open houses are game changers because neighbors want to see the house around and they might be looking to sell as well. But they also probably know people they want to live next to. So it's not only that you'll get a buyer probably, but you might also get a listing. Now imagine, put yourself in the neighbor's shoes. You're the neighbor and you see that an agent is doing a neighbor only open house and he or she door knocks and is like, neighbor, I'm so excited. We're doing a neighbor only open house. We wanted to invite you only for neighbors. Imagine if the neighbor sees that and they're thinking of selling their house. They're going to be like, wow, Andres does neighbor only open houses. The other agent I was thinking to hire doesn't do that. Damn, that's a game changer. So it also puts the perspective of maybe I should list with Andres instead of that other agent.
Man,
so that's
I love that neighbor only open house because I think if I was a seller, if I was a neighbor, I probably wouldn't go to the regular open house because I'd feel like I don't want to bother him. But if I knew like this is just for neighbors, if you're a neighbor, you want to know what your neighbor's house is selling for. That's really important for you to stay abreast on what your neighbors are selling for, what your neighbor's house looks like, what upgrades they did. I would come to a neighbor open house. I probably wouldn't come to a regular open house. So that's brilliant. I love that. Give us more details. So how are you inviting them? Are you doing flyers?
Oh, door knock. I want to meet the people and I want to build that rapport as soon as I can and show them that I'm willing to go above and beyond to sell a house. So with that, I door knock, I get a flyer as well. If they don't answer, I just leave the flyer on the door and it's fun. Like I bring food. The neighbors stay usually longer because they all know each other. And then I get kind of the inside scoop on the neighborhood. So I get to learn a lot about the neighborhood and the neighbors and just everything that's going on. So it's great. I really like the neighbor only open houses. Then the public open house, obviously Saturday and Sunday that you do. But no, a neighbor comes in and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you were doing a neighbor only open house. Oh yeah, that's great. That's one of the things that you get when you work with me. And actually we also circle call. So you kind of
talk about that. Exactly. What do you do and how do you get those names and numbers to do the circle call?
Vulcan, which is amazing. Vulcan.
Show that. Can you share your screen?
Yeah. Let me share. We used to have Mojo and now neighborhood search. Let's see. So now then you do a radius right here. Let's say, just make it simple. And then
so you just put an address in.
You generate the list. You put an address, you draw the radius, you generate the list. And this is already included with the monthly payments for my Vulcan. Now you can get a more accurate list if you like bulk something. It's right there on the screen. You'll see it right now. But yeah, the results come up after several minutes, like you're seeing.
Like in 5 minutes. And then you can do the same thing that you did before. You press a button and it'll call everyone.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, it was right there. But I just took it out. Yeah, it was like around 7 people showed up. But if you buy the bulk package or something, more people show up. Mojo is really good for circle dialing though. Mm-hmm. Mojo. Yeah. So Vulcan 7 has been great for sale by owners. And with John's expires, whatever you guys want, Mojo is great for circle dialing.
So that's a great idea. So you get a listing. Now you contact them. What about putting flyers out at all of the neighbors' houses, inviting them to that neighbor open house?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I do that. That's a great idea. Door knock. And guys, honestly, the more uncomfortable you can get, the better you will be at whatever you do. So trust me, I'm not a huge fan of circle calling, but I know that getting uncomfortable is important. And I've been able to be way more on my feet now that I circle call. I'm not going to say you're going to love, no, you're not probably at first, no. Going to be uncomfortable, but in order to get better at what you do, you have to face those fears. So one thing you were saying, yes, the door knocking and leaving flyers. If you can door knock, that's way better than just leaving the flyer. And then another thing that has been great, everyone that's listening, think back to your top 10 clients that refer you a ton of business. Pretty sure you guys have several people in mind. Now there's this thing known as Client Giant that sends gifts every quarter to those people without you having to do anything. It is a game changer. Game changer. It's called Client Giant. And I use it for my top 10 clients that send me a ton of referrals. Just keep top of mind and you don't have to do anything. It's just like 100, I think 100 a year. I don't even know how much it is, but it's around 100 something a year. And Client Giant gives them gifts every quarter. Because I used to send the gifts on.
I think what you just said, and I want to say this because as you get to be a bigger agent, what happens is sometimes people throw the baby out with the bathwater. And what I mean by that is when we were a team, we were selling about 1,500 homes with that team. And think about the database gets to be about 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 people. And you can't do Client Giant with 40,000, 50,000, 100,000 people.
Yeah.
You can't do it. So then we just stopped doing it altogether instead of saying, okay, or even if you were saying, say you were doing it with 500 people or 100 people, you can go, you know what? I'm going to pick my top 20 people that have been sending me referrals and just do them. Because I think whenever people present these ideas of this, Client Giant and sending, doing different gifts for these people, they go, well, I can't do this for all my clients. Well, you don't have to. You can pick your top 10%
Exactly.
and do it with that. It's like the 80-20 rule. Pick the 20% of people who are actually sending you business. So
who are your raving fans? It's your raving fans. I mean, wow. Like you were saying, Chantel, it's amazing. Let me show you guys right here. Look, so these are my top clients, and I have them on the top of mind. And let me see hope I can show you what the top of mind means.
So what kind of things are they getting and how often are they getting it and how much is this costing you?
It's $100 a year just for one client. I mean, it's incredible. Oh, look right here. So you can choose top of mind or you can choose a top of mind plus, and let's see the details. Look at that. I mean, it's nothing that's like, oh my gosh, insane. But think of the last time you've gotten a gift from someone in the mail. Wow, it made you feel pretty good, right? So imagine you're sending these things. They're going to rave about you. So look at that.
Can you do it? So is it sending them something every month?
It's every quarter, so every 3 months. Every 3 months.
Every 3 months.
4 times a year, and it's automated for me. I don't have to do anything with it. $100 for me.
You're only doing this for the people that are like, these are like your people who they're sending you at least 1 or 2 referrals per year.
Oh yeah, and I know that'll be more now after that.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah. Anything else you're doing for your past clients to get them to generate business and referrals for you?
Events are important. Also,
what's the cheapest event that you're doing that gives you the biggest bang for your buck?
Cheapest event that I'm doing can be like a pictures with Santa. That you pay for whoever is going to be Santa and the pictures. It shouldn't be more than like $1,000. And a lot of people go, the big thing with this, what you want to do with the picture, you have to make something along the lines of, hey, we made a post for you and you can share it. So once people share it and it kind of has your trademark somewhere, not on the picture, but you make a post with your team, something about your team, people start seeing it. It's like, oh, wow, I went to this Santa picture thing and it seems like this team sponsored it. Who are they? So the big thing is that the clients share the pictures on social media. That has massive
your
power.
information.
Exactly.
Yes, so that could be a great one that you could do the same thing with the Easter Bunny. Right now, the Easter Bunny's coming up. You can actually buy an Easter Bunny suit that looks legit for like $79. You could do pictures with the Easter Bunny.
100%.
And you could get your friend to put yourself in the Easter Bunny thing or any kind of egg hunt or anything that's coming up right now. That'd be a great idea. Well, this was awesome. I love the idea of the neighbor open house. And I do want to say this. We do have an agent who literally does an open house every single weekend, the same exact time. Now that the weather's getting nice, this person just sets it up. Every week they do an open house. Do you do anything special for your open houses, the regular open houses, kind of to make them to where, because I think what happens with open houses is people do a couple, they have a bad turnout, and then they're like, forget it, I'm not doing it anymore. But if you do it you get in the habit, you're like, I'm doing this every weekend. I'm doing one a weekend. What are some tips that you can say that really work?
And one thing I will say, there's no secret pill. So if you're not willing to be consistent, you're not going to see results. As simple as that. I'm not going to sugarcoat it or anything. The thing with consistency, obviously you become better at asking better questions. And in real estate, we're problem solvers, storytellers, and question askers. The better questions you ask, the better results you'll get. So the more reps you get for an open house, the better you'll be able to ask questions and solve problems. Now, to your point of what I do, I mean, it's pretty simple. I bring food, water, music, and I door knock. That's really what I do. And it's so important to be consistent because, I mean, that's the name of the game in real estate. You're not going to see, maybe you see results like the first, second open house. Yeah, that'd be great. But you have to be consistent with anything that you do.
Love it. Well, this was so awesome. Please show Andres some love in the chat. And Andres, tell listeners where they can find you and where they can follow you.
For sure. So it's Andres Busta TX. I put it on. I'll put it on again on the chat.
But this has been great. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. You brought tons and tons of value today. So we really, really appreciate you.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a rating and a review so we can get this out to more agents. And tune in next week for another power-packed episode. This is the Millionaire Real Estate Podcast.